We start by looking at the whole share index. This is the index that tracks the average performance of every stock that is listed on the exchange. And tonight we are going to be looking at something very interesting. I've already asked the people on this call to let me know the stocks they will be holding for the next 5 years. If there is a stock on the NGX that you will be holding for the next 5 years, please let me know in the comments. Let me know on the chat box which stock will that be. I want to know. I want to know. So I'm waiting. I'll give you like 1 or 2 minutes to do that. And if you are new to this channel, I will advise that you subscribe and turn on the notification, because every time I drop a new content, you will be part of those that will be notified. And it also helps the algorithm push it to as many that will be interested in this kind of content. This is the first Sunday of the month of March. I welcome you to the new month of March. It is our month of marching forward. I believe our portfolio and our investment will also experience a forward march in this new month. Okay, so if you are going to stay to the end, I'm going to look at the market. I want to see a pattern in like 3 stocks that made over that's over 1000% in the last 5 years. So I've looked at them. I think I have Presco. I have which other stock like that. I will check my notes. I have like 3 stock that made that list. Stock that if you invest 100,000 in the next 5 years, give you 1 million naira. So if that is going to happen, then I want to study those stocks. What are the patterns in those stocks? Then use that maybe like a framework for your next 5 years to pick maybe 2 or 3 stocks that you think is going to do 1000% in the next 5 years. That's why I asked that question. Somebody said Haradel and MTN. Okay, Haradel, MTN. Someone said, okay, I can only see, okay, Zenith and UBA. Another person, Haradel. I think Haradel is leading. Presco and Okomu. We have Transcorp. I have Transcorp. Someone said it's going to hold Transcorp for the next 5 years. Okay, let's look at the whole share index first before I go into what I have. So for the month of February, the whole share index closed strongly on the bullish side. So on the bullish side, this market closed strongly. It started from here. We started from 165,000 basis points, and now the index is sitting at 192,000 basis points, and analysts are projecting that this index will touch 200,000. You see, it's almost hitting 200,000, which I know is very most likely is going to touch that level. So if you are going to go by my analysis, you already know how I do this. On the monthly, I want to see the most important bullish candle. That's the candle that has the highest high, and a bullish candle that has the highest high in that swing. This is a bullish swing. From here to here now is a bullish swing. So which candle has the highest high is the month of February. So currently, the month of February has the highest price. Then let's look at the body, because that's going to be the momentum that will push this price higher. So this is my most important bullish candle. Before we have a value swing on this candle, we need a monthly close candle below here. So when this happens, it will make this high. That high is sitting at 100 and what's that high again? 192,000 basis points. Okay, so for that to happen, this have to occur. It may be in March, it may be in June, it may be any month. We don't know the month that will happen like that. If this doesn't happen, if we suddenly see another bullish candle go up like this is what it means. If that bullish candle has the highest price, let's say this candle now has a high, maybe it went high like this and came back down and closed like this. The current candle will be the most important bullish candle. But if the current candle closed higher than this, but the high of that current candle did not break the previous high, then it will be a bullish continuation pattern on another candle because it's still not the most important bullish candle. So that's how I do my analysis. But when we do analysis, we want to take it from higher time frame and bring it down to lower time frame. So what is the next lower time frame that we have is the weekly. So weekly forms my entry time frame. Monthly gives me support and resistance. 3 months gives me market direction. Then weekly gives me entry. So I want to now know, okay, what constitutes this month candle? If you look at where it started from, we have 1, 2, 3 straight bullish candle. 1, 2, 3 straight bullish candles on the weekly. And we now have this last week that closed. See what happened. The candle just went slightly above and came down and became a bearish candle. So last week the market closed bearish, but this bearish candle is not significant. Why? One, we don't have a pullback candle. We have an opposite candle, but we don't have a pullback candle. Remember our concept of uh, what's that thing now? Valley swing. We need one, a pullback candle. We need two, an opposite candle. Then number three, we need the opposite candle engulf the bullish most important candle for us to have a valley swing on the bullish run. So this is a bullish run now. Let me now do the analysis. This same analysis, I will now do it on the weekly. But remember, weekly is just for entry. Is not giving me direction. It's not giving me direction of the market. It's just for entry, just for you to refine your entry. If you want to stay with the weekly, one is all noisy. If I ask you now, if you have bought, there are some stock on this exchange that if you bought like 5 years ago and you are still holding it up till now, you would have made over 1000%. You now want to come and start sitting down with weekly. So what is weekly in what we are saying? Is that monthly or 3 months or yearly? Those are the time frame of consideration. So let's look at now. We have, even on the weekly, what happened? That's the most important bullish candle. This candle that has the highest high is not a bullish candle, it's a bearish candle. So I'll consider here that is happening. So one thing that I know, the bullish players or the bullish the buyers, yes, the buyers now, they are going to defend this opening, which is at 183,000. They will defend it. If this market is falling like this and touches here, you will see some reaction back like this. So we now need to pay attention to what will happen this week now. Okay, what is going to happen? Are we going to have a bullish continuation when we see a bullish candle close like this? Or are we going to have a valley swing when we see something like this? If you have a valley swing on the weekly, I will not really consider it. I will go to the monthly because monthly is the one that is giving me support and resistance. So I will not follow the support and resistance on the weekly. It's too noisy. You will just be going in and coming out, going in and coming out of the market, which is not necessary. All right. So now I'm waiting for either we have a bullish continuation or we have a valley swing confirmation when we see a close below here. So until that happens, this market, I'm still bullish for the month of March. Let me know in the comments how many of you is going to be bullish with me in the month of March. How many of you are going to be bullish with me in the month of March? Yes, 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 yes. Let me know in the comment. Are you going to be bullish or you are now afraid? I'm not afraid because this candle is just too small compared to the supporting candle. Anything can happen tomorrow. Anything can happen next week. In fact, anything can happen in the month of March. I don't know. But what is most likely is what I trade with. It's most likely that this market goes up than it will come back, it will come down. Okay. And I think, yes, someone said it's going to be bullish, bullish, bullish. Yes, yes, yes. So, and if you are not on Zoom with us, I will leave the link in the description where you can join us on our WhatsApp community. This is a community of traders, or we say investors that are looking for capital gain majorly. What we are interested in, capital gain. And if you are going to make money trading with capital gain, with focus on capital gain, if you are really going to make real money, then you need to understand technical analysis. And I've taken this thing further by adding sentiment analysis to it. Now I do a lot of data. I'm looking at what is even common, what is the pattern that is common in all these prices. And one thing that I've discovered is volume. And volume now has been, in fact, my number one leading indicator. Now, before anything, before I even analyze any chart these days, I will first look at the volume relative to the market volume. Let me just make cite this analogy. Let's say you get to the market and you see in the market, you see we have like ten businesses in that market. And as you got there, we have 100 people that are in the market to patronize these businesses in the market. And you now said, oh, you enter this person's business or this shop, you saw like 2 or 3 people there. You entered another shop, you saw 3 or 5 people there. You entered another one, you saw like 10 people there. You now enter somebody's shop and you saw 45 people there. If you are a business person, which business will you invest in? Let me know in the comment. Is it the person or the business that has 45 people patronizing it, or you have the one that has only 2 people patronizing it? Let me know, which one will you invest in? So as you are answering that, let me keep going with my presentation. So what I'm saying is volume plays a very vital role. It is volume that makes the difference. 45 people, thank you. So this is how volume works. You want to see the market participation, then this is called sentiment analysis. I may not know the reason many of them are there. You don't need to know. The thing you know is that they are there. They are sure there. So and the business that has low patronage, low people, not many people are there, and it's like that. Why are they like that? I don't know. Fundamental analysis will answer that. But are they there? Yes, they are there. Sentiment analysis will answer that. Then you now need to come to the chart and see, okay, based on this chart pattern, where is the best price to enter this stock? Where is the best price to exit this stock? What is the most likely return on this stock? So that is the next thing that you now do. And by the way, let me just quickly chip this in. If you are planning to join my mentorship program that will be starting this Friday, the class is almost full. So please do well to join if you know you are going to be part of this set. Because after this set, maybe then I will still do one again later this year. I'm not too sure of that because these days a lot of things is taking people's attention. All right, let's go on. Let's go on. So this is just all that I have to say about the whole share index. So let me now take the 3 stocks that I said did over 1000% in the last 5 years. First is so first of them is Presco. So let's say Presco now. Presco. So Presco, we are in 2026. Let's say you bought Presco in 2020. That would be 2020. Currently, we are in 2026. 5 years ago, that would be 2020. Let me go to 6 months. Let me go to 6 months chart. Let me delete this. So in the 6 months chart, where is 2020? This 2024, 2022, 2021, 2020 January. Here. So 2020 January, would have bought here. So you would have bought Presco at around 56 naira. And what do you notice? The stock just started going up, and 5 years later, in fact, 5 years later will be here. 5 years later, because this is 2026, so it will not include this. So it will, let's just say it stopped here. So this stock would have given you what? Like, it will have given you 1000%. 1000%. So if you have invested, let's say you invested 100,000 in this stock, by today, okay, let me just use today. I was thinking maybe let me use December last year. But if I use December last year, it will now be a little bit complex for me to do the comparison. But let me just quickly, let me use now. As of today, your money should be reading 5 million naira. As of today, 100,000 invested around 2020. Yes, around 2020 would have given you 5 million naira as of today. Okay, now imagine which investment can give you that. You now see why you need to understand technical analysis, you need to understand sentiment, and you need also to understand fundamental. So what really contributed to this? This stock is in the agric sector, and what actually happened in the stock? One, they grew their revenue. They grew their revenue. They are in agri sector, fine. And one, they are the leader in their industry. So if you look at the industry, you see that one stock will lead. One stock will lead. Look at the banking sector. You will see that one stock is a leading in stock. Some are lagging, like we have in the indicators. We have leading indicators, we have lagging indicators. In this market also, we have leading stocks in a sector, and we also have lagging stock in a sector. So you can be in a stock and it might be a lagging stock in that sector. That's why on my analysis list now, let me show you the analysis list. I pray I'm able to quickly get that. So on my analysis list, you will see that I have included something like here now. I have included sector analysis because I want to see which sector is leading, which sector is lagging. Which okay, like now the strongest sector is finance sector. So what happened during that time? During that time also, the agri sector was the strongest sector. So you need to understand that. Then one stock will now lead in that sector. That is how it works. And that is what worked for Presco and their fundamentals also. So they grew their was earnings, and earnings is the friend of the market. If any stock is growing earnings consistently, it's just a matter of time. If you spot that kind of pattern in any of the market, in any of the company listed now, please just go and start taking position. That should be your next 5 years holding stock, because I asked in the beginning, which stock are you going to hold for next 5 years? So this should be part of the checklist that you use to know whether this stock you want to hold it for the next 5 years. One, is it in the sector that is a leading? Is it in the sector that is leading? Two, is it in the sector, is it the leader of that sector? That's the second one. Okay, let me go and check the other stock that also did similar thing. Agric. The same agric sector, we have Okomu Oil. So for Okomu Oil, 5 years ago, if you have bought Okomu Oil, let me see 5 years ago. If I continue to look at the chart, I will not be able to do what I have for today. I just pray I'm able to beat up. So 2000, in the year 2000. So this was 2000, January 2000. So the stock was here around 45 naira. Let me put a line there. Around 45 naira. So if I bought this stock also and still hold it up till now, this stock would have delivered, your 100,000 would have become 4.5 million naira. 4.5 million naira. Let's see. The first one I checked was Presco. I want to be sure yes, it was Presco, and Presco was trading around 56 naira. So if I now invest in what's it called, Okomu, you see that industry now or sector is playing out. They are both in the same sector. And Okomu I entered around 50, 40, around the same 50 naira, and now it's trading at where 1,000 something. So use that as a basis of your next investment or next 5 years investment. Okay, let's look at the third one. The third one is Seplat. So Seplat is the third one. So Seplat, if you have bought Seplat around, which year was that? The same 2020. So this is 2020 January, and you bought here. You would have bought around 200 and let's say like 200, and let's say you just bought at 300 naira and you are still holding it now. What is moving the stock is information. Just know information. So I will want you, any stock that you know you are going to hold for the next 5 years, go and check their books. Have they been growing earnings consistently? And have they also been growing revenue? Have they been growing? So those are, in fact, today it looks more like fundamental analysis. So you need to actually do a proper fundamental check on any stock you are going to be holding for the next 5 years. That is number one key, fundamental analysis. Then we now talk about sentiment. But before we go, let me see. Okay, if I bought Seplat at 328, by now it's sitting at 900 and what? So your 100,000 investment, what will it have been now if you have invested 100,000 in the stock? What will it have been? What will it have been? 100,000 naira in the stock. What will it have been? What will it have been? Let me know in the chat. Let me 3 million. Are you sure? Let's say I even bought, are you sure it's going to be 3 million? 100,000. Can we quickly do the math? I don't want us to waste time on this, but I think it should be more than 3 million. Let's do the math. Let's say your 100,000 will have, huh, okay, let me bring it out. Okay, it's just going to be, it's not going to be accurate anyway. Let's say you bought your 100,000, 1, 2, 3. Let's say you were able to get it at around, let's say 400 naira divided by 400. So how many units will that have given you? 250 units. Then this 250 units, sorry, 250 units, 250 units. So 250 units, now multiply it by the current price. Let's say 9,000 naira. Okay, 2.2. Are you serious? So this is going to be 2.2 million naira. Wow. So the other sectors, they returned far more, or is there excluding dividend? Yes, I didn't include I did not include the income that was generated, just capital gain. I'm focusing majorly on capital gain. On my list that you will see the data of this data now is January 2025. So based on January 2025, I want to see what is actually common. What is common in all these stocks? What is common to them in terms of sentiment? You remember my analysis the other time, or my analogy? I said when you see a shop that everybody is just rushing in, that's where you want to go and pitch your tent. So that is why I've brought up these two now. This tool helps us in the expert Q&A community, helps us track where the money is going, and it helps us also track which sector is performing and all that. Let me now go to the dashboard, which is very, very important. This will inform the stock that we will consider for this week. This is not for 1 year. If you are going to do 1 year analysis, I've already explained how you will do that 1 year analysis. This is just for your entry. This is just for, in fact, if you want to do that 1 year analysis, most of the time you will, maybe you will continue to buy. You just continue to buy, because as technical traders, I'm interested in price, and I'm interested in what that stock will give me as capital gain. But as a long-term trader, which we call investors, what they are interested majorly is in volume. How many units of that stock can I get? Because it's a 5 year journey that you are planning. It's not like me that I'm planning the next 9 months, the next 1 year journey. My strategy will be different from somebody that is planning the next 5 years journey. So if you are planning the next 5-year journey, then your strategy will be different. But in my own case, I want to plan the next 3 months, the next 6 months, or the next 9 months journey. That is what I'm planning. So on my watch list, you see my watch list now for next week. You see this relative volume. It's very, very important, and that's what I'm been focusing majorly on now. You see that ICO's relative volume is what? 3.29. So it's on my watch list. I will now go to ICO chart and see, okay, what is happening there? Is it a support? Is it a resistance? Are there this thing? Are there? So that's what I will look at for that ICO. Then I have FCMB also. What is the relative volume? 3. So relative volume is how many times is the volume in that stock more than the average volume in the market. So this is how it is. If I get to the shop now and I see in this shop, I see that the average volume that is entering the business or the shop, that as I described earlier, is, let's say, 3. 3 now. So the relative volume is now, if it's 3, it means that the number of people that is entering into this particular company is 3 times that average. You understand how that relative volume now works now. So this is 3 times, but look at this one, is 10 times. So this has the highest relative volume, which will be the first one I want to look at. But I may look at it, I will look at this stock and say this stock is not most likely what I can trade. Look at the percentage gain. Just last week it has gained 56%, which is too high for me. It has already done too much. But in the case of FCMB, it only gained 16% last week. What did ICO gain? 5%. So I can focus on the one that did not gain so much. Look at Zenith. Relative volume is 8.11, and what is the percentage? Is just 5% it has gained. So if you are going to pick now, which one will you pick? Let me know in the comments, please. This meeting is going to be very, very interactive. So sorry if this time is not enough for us. Just join with the link back. I promise you we will start another one. So you'll be going with ICO. That's good. ICO, fine, fine, fine. ICO. And remember, you need to pay attention to the industry. Zenith. Thank you. Somebody said Zenith. You need to pay attention to the industry. Okay, let me explain how it works. There is sector, there is industry, based on the way I see the market. Some people will say they can use them interchangeably. In fact, on the exchange, I think they use them interchangeably. But if you go to investing.com, they did not use them interchangeably. And this is how money flows. Money first flow into any money that will be sustained. You hear of the pension fund that is coming into the Nigerian capital market now, or the Nigerian stock market now. You hear of them. Where do you think they will go and put their money? You think is it going to be in this yo-yo stock that is going up today, coming down tomorrow? Forget it. So they want to focus their attention on those stocks that is defensive. Those stocks that has potential of long-term gain, like the 5 years, the 10 years plan that I'm telling you, because it's a pension fund. People's pension, they will not come and be dumping it on stock that doesn't have fundamental. So when you are planning your 3 month or your 5 years stock that you want to hold, put this thing into consideration. All right, Zenith, someone says Zenith Finance. What led me to that is sector. So sector, money first flow into sector. How will I know that money flow? If I want to track where the money of the pension fund is going, I will just come, I will study the sector. Which sector is having the highest value every week? This value is high. Next week, value is high. Because they accumulate little by little. They don't come and dump the money at once. So they have the strategy of buying and not allow the price to go up. Because if they continue, they will not buy at market. So they are not buying at market. But retail traders are the ones that they will just be jumping at market. Market price, they jump on it. Then price goes up. Market price, they jump on it. These people, they will strategically be accumulating at a limit price. Like this price is a range. And they continue to accumulate there. When they accumulate, they will make sure that the volume they are buying will not impact the price. It's a strategy. So they continue to accumulate. So it can take them weeks, can take them months for them to accumulate. So when they have accumulated, they are not going to sell. So retail traders will come and be buying and selling, push the price up for the next 5 years. So you will see that the stock will now make like that 500%, 1000% cent So that is the strategy I want you to deploy now. A lot of people are saying Zenith. Okay, Zenith, if you are going to buy, then go for Zenith. That's good. Then someone said Heiko also. So what led me to sector analysis? So for money first flow into sector. The money will enter into sector. When money enters into that sector, then you now go and look at industry, because under sector we have industry, which is like a subset of sector. So industry, like if I'm looking at finance sector now, there's a reason why I want to explain that. In the finance sector now, we have insurance, which is an industry. We have what? Insurance, then we have banking, we have still under finance. Do you understand? So if you want to know all this, you can just go to, if this is going to open quickly, just go to investing.com. So under investing.com, when you go to stock screener, go down, you will see all this stock, and I think it's doing better. So this is a Nigerian sector. You see Nigerian sector. We have the basic material, we have consumer, we have consumer non-cyclical. How many stock do we have here? 13, we have 12 here, we have 24 here. So these are sector. Then under sector, we have industries. So under finance sector now, currently I'm under finance sector. I've already clicked this finance sector. Finance sector has 53 stocks. So you can see 53 stocks under finance sector. So when you now come down to finance sector, you will now see banking services 18, a collective investment 1 stock, insurance 22, investment banking and insurance and investment services 11, investment holding and companies 1. So this is how it is. When money is entering into this sector, I will now want to narrow it down. Which industry is taking the money most? If it's the insurance industry, then I will now go to insurance industry again, because money first flows into sector, then flows into industry before flowing into specific stock. So when I now come to this insurance, under that 22 insurance company now, remember the analysis that I gave the other time. You enter the market, all of them are selling phone now, because now we are inside insurance. So all of them are doing the same service, selling phone. You now enter, I don't want to mention some stores. One store just came to my mind now, but I don't want to mention it because of online. So you now enter the store, and you see only 2 people buying phones. You enter another one, you see 5 people buying phones, and they are just seeing 5 customers. You now enter another one, you see that like 50 people, they are just entering, pricing. Which one will you do business with? All of us have already agreed that we will go with the one that has the highest patronage. So when you now come to this insurance, you now see the one that has the highest patronage. That is, you have now narrowed it down. You now go to that particular stock. Okay, let's say it's now ICO. Then you now sit down with ICO. My brothers and sisters, that is your next 5-year stock that wants to skyrocket. That is what is common with these 3 stock that I've just mentioned. They are the leader in their industry. Remember all the points that I mentioned. You need to narrow it down. Then you now stay with it. You will now not be bothered with daily fluctuation of price. Oh, it went up today, it came down tomorrow. Your plan is accumulating for the next 5 years. So what you do, just map out your strategy on how you want to accumulate. If price come down, you are happy. As a trader, when price come down, I'm feeling bad, oh, my investment is going down. But you, because you know you are accumulating, you will be happy to buy more, because it's the 5 years journey. I can see some people chatting me. Yes, I'll take your question, please. Let me just finish this thing. We still have enough time. I can see chat. Maybe let me read my chat. Okay, investment. I don't understand. Somebody is saying investment. Please, can you please repeat a bit? What do I repeat? I don't understand. My God, how do we see the relative volume? Okay, how do we see the relative volume? Is on the Excel sheet that I share with expert Q&A members. So what is expert Q&A? So we have a community apart from the general community. I have a general community. Once in a while I post this data, I'll just screenshot it and send it to us. But on that community, they have access to the sheet. They can open the sheet. This sheet that I'm showing you now, we'll open it and you will see. They have access to it. So they can open it and interpret the data. It's not the data that is doing the magic, it's your interpretation of the data, because you want to know the money flow. Where is the money going? All right, one, where is the volume going? Then where is the what again? Then you now go to the chart and analyze the chart. Okay, where should I enter? How should I buy? After the first session cut off, don't worry, after the first session cut off, you can go on the YouTube and watch it. I will upload it so you can watch it again. I don't want to waste much time on that because this Zoom session will soon finish. If you continue to take what you can still go back and watch. I know I've already covered that. So someone is Mr. James, you are raising your hand. Let me see what is the question. Let's and if it's the same question, so maybe I will need to now take it over again, but we will not have enough time. Mr. James, I'm with you. You
Yes,
can
sir.
unmute.
So please,
All right.
I think I probably joined late because like my own strategy is like 5 years. I'm more of like a long-term investor.
Okay.
So aside from the ICO, what other? Because I think you mentioned three stocks, but I only got ICO. So
Don't follow this one. This is not an investment advice. I'm only telling you what I spot. Do you understand?
yes,
This
yes,
data that
yes, yes.
I'm showing you is a weekly data every week.
Okay, okay,
So when you want to do your analysis, what you do focus on, you look at it this week. How did it go? You see that the volume is there this week. Next week again, volume is there, deals there, value is there. Upper week, and you have checked their fundamentals, you see that it's strong. You should know that people are accumulating it. Allow the price to be doing whatever it wants to do. You already know that this is my next or this is my next 5 years stock pick, because that means it aligns with your strategy. So, and the
okay.
strategy, when I was
Understood
opening
now.
my this presentation, what I said is which stock, if you are going to buy a stock now and hold for the next 5 years, which stock will that be? And people were commenting. So I now start analyzing it that okay, for you to select this kind of stocks and be able to get them, I selected three stocks that did over 1000% in the last 5 years. You need to go to history and see the pattern. So when I went there, we checked the chart. We saw when the price started that if you have invested 100,000 naira at the beginning of 2025, today you'll be sitting on, some gave us 4 point something million. I think the other one also gave us maybe 4 point something million. And the third one, maybe 3 point something million also. So 100,000 would have become that big. But the market was exceptionally bullish this season. So your own expectation might not be that big. But let's say I want to invest 100,000 naira today, and I want it to give me maybe 1 million in the next 5 years. You understand the strategy now. So that is what we are looking at. So don't follow any of my recommendation. In fact, I've not chosen mine. I'm just telling you how I will narrow it down. Let me now go to the relative volume sheet. This is what we were talking about. So I told them, based on last week performance, these are the what's it called? These are the watch list for this week. Okay, for HICO, the relative volume is 3.2, and I explained what it means. If you watch the video, you will see what it means. Then this stock here now, this FTG something, is the one that has the highest relative volume. But I said it has already gained 56% just last week alone, gained 56%. So I'm not too much looking at this stock for now. If you go and look at the chart, you will just see that stock just started and started going up, and it's not going to meet the criteria for choosing them. See, the stock price is just 94 kobo or what? It closed at 94 kobo. So know that it's not going to be penny stock that you'll be looking at. It's not stock of kobo. and it's not stock of one area. Maybe ICO, maybe insurance, maybe finance, maybe insurance, banking, or thereabout. That is for my watch list. Okay, let's now go to my buy signal. There is a difference between them, but I won't be able to explain what it means. So this buy signal is telling me that based on some criteria, these are the stock that I can buy next week, or we have already entered into that next week now. From tomorrow, these are the stock I can buy. This strategy is different from that 5 years plan. That 5 years plan, I've already explained how you can get it done. I know I was not able to put everything together because of my system, but what I will do when I have the time, I will do a presentation and upload so that we can watch, because there's a lot of things that I need to put into this video that I did not talk about. Sincerely, if I look at my notes now, I see their earnings, what they grew from their what's it called now? Revenue, how they grew their revenue. You need to see, are they growing revenue consistently? Are they growing earnings consistently? So those are the things that is not in this video, but you can do that due diligence if you have been an investor in this market. In fact, since you are a long-time investor, all these things should not be new to you. So these are the stocks that I can watch for next week, or that I can buy from tomorrow. So this strategy is for me to buy now before the end of the month. I want that stock to give me maybe roughly 20-30%. It's a strategy that I'm working on. It's for expert Q&A membership, people that are part of it. So we will work on this. I back tested it with some data. Maybe it's not 100% anyway, but from what I have gotten so far is above 50%. So I need to add some other filters. So what are the other criteria that we look at to filter it out, so that the stock I'm watching for the week will just be maybe one or maximum two. You see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 here. I'm not going to, in fact, it's not 9, sorry. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9. All right. So I don't want to start watching 9, buying 9 stock. It's too much for me. But you need to study pattern. In this pattern now, what did you notice? You notice that finance sector has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So you should know that the money is entering into finance sector this coming week. It's just analysis. So this is not a market buy or sell call. Let me give this disclaimer now. This is just for educational purpose. It's never intended for investment advice. If you need further clarification, make sure you consult your broker. Please don't say because I did one video or I explained some strategy, then you now go and use that to form for the basis of your trade. It should not be. When you get this kind of information and then go and process, make sure it aligns with your own trade plan, your own trading strategy. If it doesn't align, leave it. If it aligns, then you can go. Then at that point, you are making that investment decision based on your own information, and the risk you are carrying is actually yours. You now see that finance sector has the most. So if I'm going to focus now this week, it's going to be on finance sector. That is one thing. You see, Ella Lake is the only stock in that sector that came up. This is what it means. If only one stock is rising in a sector, if that sector is not rising with it, it's just a matter of time. That stock will also, they will drag it back. So if the whole sector is moving and that sector is, and the, what's it called, and the stock price is also moving, it shows you something. It is a trend. It is most likely going to continue. Remember the two stock that we mentioned at first. One was Presco. One was, what was the second one again? I know it's Presco. They are both in Agric. Presco and what? I want to be sure that you are following me. Presco and what?
Okomo.
Thank you, Okomo. I was even looking at charts. I was thinking that someone will chart it up. So Presto and Okomo, both of them are in agri sector. You now see that this thing is not one stock that is moving. So that sector has to move. Money flows into sector first, then flows into industry, then now flows into stock. That's how money flows. And that's what I've just been trying to explain. So out of this now, you want to pick one finance stock. So just give me one. I will leave it. I'm looking at the chart. Just give me one stock that I will now do further analysis on. Just give me the highest we will take the lead. The highest we take the lead. Because after doing this, you now need to go and check that stock and look at the performance. Then after checking the performance, the stock, you now go to the chart and go and form how will I enter into this stock. If I'm going to hold it for the next 1 month, because this meeting is going to happen again the first Sunday in March. So you can mark your calendar so that you will not miss it. And if you are not on Zoom with us, I would like you to also join. So join, I'll leave the link in the description. Sterling, okay, I'm going to take the highest. It may not be the best, but based on the highest. Zenith, I can see how many people having Zenith. Two Zenith. Okay.
Zenith, yeah,
Zenith. I think Zenith is a lot of people are choosing Zenith. You now see that we have filtered it down to Zenith. Let me take two. So we take Zenith and maybe Stanley. Zenith and Sterling, because I can see somebody's also FCMB. Someone's also said FCMB. Can I take the three? Let's see. So now let's go to leave this one. This is just a summary. In fact, the first thing I can look at is to come to this summary. How many stock has volume spike? 16. How many stock has breakout? 13. How many stock came up on my watch list? 5. Buy signal? 9. You now see that this volume spike very, very important, because this is where the more the what's it called, activity is. This is where activity is. We have volume value, see, 7.3, 3 point, the highest is this. No, 19 is the highest. Japan Gold. You see that there is volume in that stock, but he did not. Japan Gold, which sector is Japan Gold? Someone help me. Which sector is Japan Gold? Don't worry. I'm just check. You can go to my system will hang. That's why I don't want to go there. So you now see it has high relative volume. If Japan Gold is also in the services, thank you. If Japan Gold was in the finance sector also, I will say, oh, this is good. But for Japan Gold, if Japan Gold is the only one rising in his sector, most likely it will rise. It will die down. Most likely it will not be sustainable. It will not ride a long-term trend. So let's go to by volume again. You now see this 3 point something, 3 point something. I like it when it's high. So Zenith has the highest here for in my list. So Zenith has the highest, followed by, let's see, someone also say FCMB 3 points. Okay, FCMB 3 points. What next? FCMB, Zenith, and which other one is here now? Sterling. Let's see Sterling. Sterling also 3. So Zenith is my first, followed by FCMB and this. Then we now go to, this is also important on our list, market breadth. You already understand what market breadth means. See, when market is rising, I want the breadth to also be positive, meaning that it is the majority that contributed to that rising. Take for instance, if the index gains today now, the index gained, and I go and check market breadth, and I see that a lot of stock lost for that day, it means that the index that gained was just due to few stock that are high cap that have gained. So 1 or 2 stock can be moving the index, and you will see that index is moving, but the index lack breadth. So what it means is that it's just a matter of time, it will fall. So these are the signs you should watch out for. So if the index is gaining, I want the breadth to also be positive. So anytime this percentage is above 50, it means that, okay, when it's 50, it means that the losers and the gainers, they are the same number. When it's above 50, we have more gainers. When it's below 50, we have more losers. So for last week, what we have 68 decliners, the stock that declined last week. Then the advancers, we have 32 stock that gained last week. If you now check last week index, what happened? It also lost. So both of them, they are going the same way. No panic. If by next week I see that the index went up and I come out here and check the breadth and I see that we still have more decliners, that means losers are still more. It means that that thing that is going up may not be sustainable. That is what we use this breadth for. You now understand everything on this sheet now. So when I post it on the group, you should be able to interpret them. That's why I took my time to do this. Then let's now go to, but if you want this Excel or you want to have access to this every day, you have to join the expert Q&A membership. And that is, we meet every Saturday. Like last week, we have already met. We look at the markets, look for opportunity, and you also give me your stock that you are holding. I can help you refine. Okay, maybe you buy more, maybe you sell at this price, or maybe I'll just give advice based on technical analysis. Note that, because I don't, maybe if I have the time, I will share my story how this technical analysis journey started. It did not just start. It started from my first investment, the lesson I learned. Then I now started doing something that, okay, can't I use this? This thing is working in forex market. I'm a forex trader also. If you don't know, so I trade forex, and those strategy, those ideas, are the things that I'm just bringing in here. I'm seeing how it's agrees, where they agree, where they correlate, and I'm building on it. I've added a lot of things to it. So if time permits me, I'll share that story. But if not, I know I've shared it before, maybe in my past video, but this video should not be too long. All right, so let's now pick them one by one. Zenith first. So if I'm going to buy Zenith for the month of March, what will be my strategy? I have to go to the 3 month chart, because 3 month chart is still forming. So for the 3 month chart, what happened? Market opened here and is now here currently. So what it means that this candle can continue to go up and come down, come and go up or come down. This 3 month chart, you see that on the 3 month chart is already telling me that it's going up. So no doubt about it. Then you now go to the monthly. So monthly that just closed now, that closed February, that closed. This is month of February. You see that it is a breakout. Now mark the most important candle before this breakout was here. This was where I gave out the Zenith trade, and now Zenith is trading here. I bought here. I plan to sell at around 100 naira because of my time horizon. I'm not buying to hold for that long period based on this strategy. So you have to define your portfolio strategy. Let me also share this. In your portfolio, if you are very good at trading, I always recommend that you allocate more capital to trading and few capital or less capital to investing. This is how it works. And if you are also interested in joining my mentorship program, it's starting this Friday. All these things will be shared, and I will also explain money management. I will explain portfolio balancing and all these things based on my own experience. It's not going to be something that is always is out there, because the strategy that I'm using is not something that is out there. It's something that I'm developing on my own. So a lot of what's it called now? A lot of try this one. If it doesn't work, I remove it. Add this one. Add this one. So I'm always adding to it. But as it is now, I've made a lot of progress. Okay, to join expert Q&A is a monthly subscription of 5,000 naira. Okay, that is it. It's just a monthly subscription of 5,000 naira. If you need the detail, just message me on WhatsApp. I will I will give it to you. It's every month. If you pay for this month and you, maybe the knowledge you have, it can sustain you, or the trade that you were able to get can sustain you for the next 3 months. You may not pay for the next 3 months or next 2 months, then come and pay again 5,000 naira. So in a year, maybe you just pay 4 times, fine. Or you want to just pay twice. If that works for you, fine. And I have people that have paid for 6 months on that same expert Q&A. I have people that pay. Why did you lock your free group? It doesn't allow people to engage. Yes, because I'm not like I'm not like a financial advisor, one, and I'm not always available to be responding. People message me privately. I prefer that, because if you continue to message me, I'm also in doing business. I have an outlet. I sell phones. I sell all these things, gadgets. You will see, if you always check my status, you will see laptop, you see phone. So that's my business. And I also manage IT infrastructure for businesses, IT setup. So it's a lot. I have many projects that I'm working on. So if everybody is messaging me, if I'm not responding, you look like I'm not serious. So why I locked it? If you need to message me, just private chat me, I will respond. If you private chat me, I will respond. But on the group, if there are too many messages, I will have to. Some people will come, they will post spam. Some people will come, they will. So I just lock it. That's why I left it like that. And I've opened it a time like that, that somebody was just advertising, and so I don't want that headache. Please just allow me for now. I'm not a full-time trader. Those stockbrokers now, that they are always in the market. They are always in the market. Yes, they can be responding. But if you want to be a part of a community where you can chat and respond, also message me. I have another group, but we have many other admins on that group that is working, and we have stockbrokers that are on that group, so they can respond to your message anytime. So just message me. I will give you the link also to join. Although the people that are joining for now, there are people that either you have paid for the mentorship class, you are a member of Expert Q&A. Those are the two people that I'm adding to it. So if you want to be a part, you can just message me. That one is free. In fact, every day, opening, I use 100 messages. My strategy is not daily, it's mostly weekly and monthly. So all this daily up and down, I'm not really into it. I'm so sorry about that. Let's go to your time is not all our friend though. So you now see now that this candle is a breakout candle. So I want to explain how you will enter if you want to enter this particular stock. Although, if I want to enter this stock now, based on my strategy, I will be looking to enter within this zone of overlap between this breakout and this breakout candle and this bullish, the last bullish most important candle. This now is now the new bullish most important candle. But before this candle, before this February, the month of what? July last year was the candle we used to take this entry when it tapped into this opening. The buyers will defend the opening of the most important bullish candle. They will defend the opening. Okay, I have less than 10 minutes now. They will defend the opening. So when this one close up now, they will defend this opening of 71 naira. So if this stock comes down to around 71 naira, you expect that it taps back up. That's how it's going to be. But if you are waiting for it to come here, it might not come there and you will miss out. So it now depends on your risk and your strategy again, how long you want to stay there. What I used to recommend majorly, I look at 50% of the most important bullish candle. So 50%, I will be looking to buy around 80 naira for this, around 80 naira. If I'm going to enter around 80 naira, because it's the 50% of the most important bullish candle. Anything above here, you are buying premium. Anything below here, you are buying at discount. So now balance it. If you are afraid of missing out, you can buy some here. If it comes down, you buy more. If it comes down, you buy more. At what point will you not buy again when you see a close below here? That is the analysis for Zenith. Let me now go to the sheet and go and check what's happening to Zenith. So for Zenith, now, this is Zenith. So I've highlighted it. What happened in Zenith? There's a volume spike. There's a breakout, and last week again this 5 point something percent. You see that it's very low, but really volume is high. Finance sector, okay, I think all these things we've already seen it. What you need to check again, I think I've seen this also, that the finance sector, what's happening is this still the strongest, and the average return of the sector is this. Then you need to see the advancer versus the decliner. It has 33%. 50% means that the advancer is the same as the gainers are the same as losers. So it now depends on how it tilts to the side of either the advancer or the decliner. Now you see that it tilts to decliners. But if you look at all the sector, this one still has the highest, 33%. This one, see, this one, all the stock in this, they lost for last week. That's why it's giving you 0%. And it's distribution, distribution, distribution. If you want to buy, you want to buy when there is accumulation. So in this stock now, I can see accumulation. That's how I will use this. Just to also buttress the strategy that the strategy that I want to use to enter. That is for Zenith. So Zenith is going to be like this. That is how you will enter it. For the month of March, I will target here. But if you don't want to miss out, maybe you buy at entry. If you come down, you average down. If you come there, you average down. At what point will you know average again when it closes here? So I hope this Zenith is fine now. Let's now look at the other one that I saw here is the FCMB. FCMB is a bullish continuation. So the same way, FCMB, this happened. But see what happened to FCMB. Let me remove this. Quickly run through it. So where is the last bullish most important candle? Was here. No, was the one that has the highest price, which was here. So we include it like that. So as soon as we see this candle tap above here, but it is not a bullish candle, this candle here becomes my bullish continuation, but it's not the most important bullish. You now see that if I wanted to buy when it was like this, I will be targeting here and here where they overlap. You see that he don't get there. But what happened? Did he give me discount? Yes, 50% of the bullish most important candle was here, around 11 naira. So if you have bought around this 11 naira now, you would have been in profit of what now? 25%. So, but you are not interested in all this 25% holding. Align it with your strategy. Maybe your first target is 50%. Or let me explain this again. A lot of things. I just pray. So when you are entering a stock, you should have two stop in mind. We call it, in trading in forex, we call it stop loss. You have a stop price and you have a stop time. This is how stop price work. As I bought this stock, I already have in mind that this stock I'm holding it for the minimum of, let's say, 1 month. Either 1 month or 100%. So I have a target in mind, price target, which is 100%. That's one. Then 1 month holding period. That's my time stop. So after 1 month, whatever happened, let's say this stock did not give me money, then I should be planning to exit based on the initial plan. If your plan was for 3 months, buy this stock in January, you are going to hold it for the next 3 months. So end of March you come and look at it. If the stock is still going, if it has made maybe that within that 3 months, you said, okay, my target is either I get 200% or 3 months. So whichever comes first. Let's say within that period you were able to get 200%, maybe you exit. It depends on your plan. If within that 3 months you were now able to, okay, within that 3 months, that stock now did like maybe 100%. You see that within that 3 months, it has already done what is either 3 months or 200%. So you should exit that stock too at that level because that was your plan. If the plan was to hold it for 1 year, the same strategy applies. So I just did that to explain that maybe if you have bought this, you will still be holding anyway. So now we now have a new setup forming. So the setup forming now is that this is now my most important bullish candle. To enter this stock now, I recommend 50% discount on that body. So you will be targeting around 12 naira 50 or lower. So it now depends on how aggressive you want to be. So you already know because I already explained. At what point will you not buy again when it closes below here? And if the next month close like this again, then you move the most important candle to that and you continue to climb higher. That is how you would have ride this stock from here and continue to ride it like that. If you are just coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, you will not hit your initial goal of 5 years or 1 year plan. So this is how I ride stock. When I gave out the signal for FCMB, I still very remember. I bought FCMB around 10 naira when they were doing their right issue or something. Is it public offer? I forgotten what they did. That I was here and people were saying, they diluted their stock. It will come down. But I was saying that my strategy still holds because when I bought it here, see, all these candles they are still inside there. By the time e closed I did buy, so it's still valid. So we would have entered around here now, around 10 naira, and it's going. By the time e hit 20 naira, 20 naira is the psychological level. So when e hit 20 naira, you will find it very difficult to climb. That's why you see this spike. When it goes so high, when it gets to a very key price, you see when it got to 10 naira, what happened? They sent it back to around 6 naira because this level is a psychological level. But see what happened after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12 months, that's 1 year again. That price touched that price and the market touched that price again. So now decide on your strategy. The last one, I think is sterling. Sterling. Okay. All right. So sterling, fantastic. We also handled this sterling the last time in the community. Let me delete all this. So the last candle that we were analyzing before was here. So we were buying sterling when it was tapping into the opening. You see that buyers defended the opening. Buy. What did we have now? We have a bullish continuation of this. So if you are going to target entry now, 50% of my most important bullish candle I will be targeting here because you are buying now. If you have bought around here when we were trading it, maybe you will still be holding based on your plan. Okay, so I'll be targeting 7 naira 80 kobo. Now from your trading strategy, maybe you want to buy some now. If you come down, you buy more, and just decide how your entry model is going to be. And those are the 3 stocks that came up for this week, and the entry analysis being done. Thank you all for your time. It's a long video and I hope you are able to make it till the end of this video. All right, so in April we meet again. Thank you all for coming.